with this one coming into this one and everything goes. You got something with the clip. You got the clip and everything goes with the Gros lovés. And you got the N77, especially coming with the N77. And then I'm really seeing the wolf, hey, shout out to the whole wolf, the whole wolf pop. The wolf pop, because they didn't hey, they started the whole wolves and everything else, especially, with this whole thing, but you just got with the Gros and loves something, the Gros and lovés, something in they type of, the language, where you got the N77, especially with this whole thing right here, like especially how they come through and they have their whole thing. They didn't come they be coming through with all type of, settlement, especially with the other one, they was in the whole barb and they was doing their thing, and now they got this one right here. So, you know, just to see the whole thing, and benefit, because they always have a benefit when it comes to all type of searchings. But you just got with the everything else, especially coming from this side and everything I'm seeing and all this other fulfillment.
J'pense qu'à faire des gros lovés. Everyday j'suis dans le bat. Cagoulé j'suis en place. J'vois que des Yankees passent. La garde avait prolongé. T'as pas respecté le plan de base. La porte de monde tu fermes. Au mini. T'as pas respecté le plan de base. La porte de monde tu fermes. Au minimum le bracelet.
Y'a beaucoup de comédiens, y'a beaucoup d'acteurs. Y'a beaucoup de mecs pas sincères depuis que j'suis rappeur. C'est pas moi mais c'est bien mes textes que tu vas connaître par cœur. Tu verras comédien.
Ooh, and they got it pocket, and they got it pocket stock, and especially how this one's going and everything else, and they out there, doing their thing, playing with the ball. They out there soccer hooking and everything else, like, especially how the whole thing, like, they always got something, it's something deep into they, they inflex, especially, them being a sistress, they got something, real, and sistress, they always giving us those. It's just like a verbal thing, a verbal vibe going on, and then this, they got Elisa the singing too, and Elisa the Elisa the both, rapping, singing in drill and all type of, if flish.
Y'a beaucoup d'acteurs, y'a beaucoup de mecs pas sincères depuis que j'suis rappeur. C'est pas moi mais c'est bien mes textes que tu vas connaître par cœur. Tu verras les jaloux quand tu vas prendre le DJ Bon Bueno. Là j'suis sous les feux des projos. Je sens l'assassin m'approcher. En plus à ce moment c'est trop chaud. On me demande d'être patient. Je vais l'être au volant d'un vaisseau. J'attends du changement, autrement dit des pesos. J'pense qu'à faire des gros lovés. Everyday j'suis dans le bat. Cagoulé j'suis en place. J'vois que des qu'à faire des gros lovés. Everyday j'suis dans le bat. Cagoulé.
Ooh, I heard that one. Ooh, I heard that one. Hey, that one. Hey, every day, every day is something, And then he said with the COVID, is I'm not mistaken, especially with the whole thing, like, hey, I like how they just so intoxicated with, like, the whole song is already intoxicated, like it's already attached. Like you watching this and you seeing how I'm seeing it, I'm you probably get attached or something, because this whole thing right here is just it's coming in cool, so.
Everyday j'suis dans le bat. Cagoulé j'suis en place. J'vois que des Yankees passent. La garde avait prolongé. T'as pas respecté le plan de base. La porte de monde tu fermes. Au minimum le bracelet. Pense qu'à faire des gros lovés. Everyday j'suis dans le bat. Cagoulé j'suis en place. J'vois que des Yankees passent. La garde avait prolongé. T'as pas respecté le plan de base. La porte de monde tu fermes. Au minimum le bracelet.
Y'a que la vue de Meda qui peut vite m'éteindre. Y'a que Beretta qui peut tous les peindre. Être plus fort, j'essaie, j'dois encaisser. Gros choquet, ce soir liasse.
J'pense qu'à faire des gros lovés, c'est pour ça que toute la nuit tu me vois pas. Le disque d'or, j'vais le soulever, mais pour l'instant je veux que ma fille dise papa. Sur le rinté, j'peux pas rester sur le banc. J'ai trop la dalle, moi. J'dis pas ce que j'fais, c'est bien. J'dis juste que je le fais car j'ai pas le choix.
Everyday j'suis dans le bat. Cagoulé j'suis en place.
Ooh, like blah blah. It was like blah blah, just like cold, just like blah blah, and everything else. So I can get that right. That whole blah blah. But hey, they didn't got it. Hey, they ain't got it everywhere. They ain't got it all type of store show and everything else. Especially with the whole energy, like you rather be put around something like that. Put something in their energy and just turn it into something else. Like you could turn it into a party. With they type of energy, because they energy, they keeping it. 1,000. The way they coming. Because they type of energy. You could turn that into a party. You could turn that into a positive mood. Because they always it's something internal with them. Like they got the whole thing just in flourish.
Je suis en place, je vois que des gens qui passent. La garde avait plongé, t'as pas respecté le plan de base. La banque demande tu fermes, au minimum le bras. C'est des millions de paper. Aujourd'hui plus rien ne me fait peur. On charbonne pour voir la vie de star. On court qu'après l'oseille, on a tout fait dans le secteur. Voilà la Rachid, baby, bâtard. J'pense qu'à faire des gros lovés. Everyday, j'suis dans le bat. Cagoulé, j'suis en place. J'vois que des gens qui passent. La garde avait plongé. T'as pas respecté le plan de base. La banque demande tu fermes. Au minimum le bracelet. J'pense qu'à faire des gros lovés. Everyday, j'suis dans le bat. Cagoulé, j'suis en place. J'vois que des gens qui everyday, j'suis.
Come on, hey, and everyone got they loose those up. Everybody they got the whole waves going on too, and everything else. Especially how the whole thing is going. Like I mess with this, like the whole sweet shits and everything else, because everybody is doing the force with it. Everybody is turning up with them. So they got it in delusional. They got everyone a part of it.
Faire des gros lovés, everyday je suis dans le bat. Comme je suis en place, je vois que des gens qui passent. La garde avait plongé, t'as pas respecté le plan de base. La banque demande tu fermes, au minimum le bracelet.
Ooh, coming in with this one right here and everything else. Hey, most definitely, and everything else. But shout out to the Wolf, especially with the Wolf and everything else. But shout out to their whole primary thing too. They got a mixtape on the way too. So I'm definitely seeing something towards it. Like they say, hey, you see the clock. Hey, the clock is ticking. So that mixtape is on the way. So with everything else falling apart of it and it coming down, you know, you guys definitely got to go tune in with that. But how I'm seeing it, I'm seeing that mixtape gonna be hot. They might have some different covers on it, different. I don't know. Different artists. We'll see. But how this one came and everything else, they always have something a part of. But with everything else coming into it and everything else, you you see how you see it. But make sure you guys definitely like, comment, subscribe, everything else, and especially with this whole thing, just they got some big jeopardy, but for this whole thing,